Indianapolis now. You're out there, out and about. I remember the last time you were here, you were talking about expanding into Indianapolis.
Yes.
So listen, it's a blessing. I mean, you all are doing some good work, and I'm really happy to see it. So with that, good morning.
Good morning.
I know that was just a lot of me talking. Good morning. Pull your mic up.
Good morning, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Good morning, GI.
Yeah.
Happy Thursday, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you, Jeffrey, for always welcoming me
absolutely.
into this wonderful studio.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed to be here. As you know, I am the owner and the founder of Travail with Us. Travail stands for Birth and Purpose.
Yeah. Introduce yourself to the audience.
All right. So I own an in-home care company that serves over 175 people in Northwest Indiana.
Yeah.
We also have a transportation company that does like over 100 rides a day.
Wow.
From here to Indianapolis, everywhere around Northwest Indiana. It's for non-ambulatory use as well as other things.
Yeah.
We currently have a CNA school, the Certified Nursing Assistance Program.
Wow. And
we have a QMA school as well. Our CNA school, the Certified Nursing Assistant Program, I want to say we have 100% pass rate.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Give yourself a hand. Give yourself a hand, yes.
So
it's hard to get 100% in anything.
Yes, we have 100% pass rate.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be here with a couple of beautiful guests that I brought here. I have Pastor Eric Boone, and I also have his son, Eric Boone.
Yeah.
And then I have Monica with Indiana Hemophilia Thrombosis Center here.
Yeah.
And we're here to talk about an event that we're having on September the 27th.
Right.
In honor of Sickle Cell Awareness Month.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Pastor, go ahead, introduce yourself, brother. Don't we have some business dealings that we deal with on this station?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Eric Boone, pastor of Tree of Life.
Absolutely, every Sunday.
I'm so grateful to be here with this amazing woman and this amazing team, and also my son.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure that we highlight and spotlight the need of what we're getting ready to do on September the 27th.
Yes.
We need everybody in Northwest Indiana and the surrounding areas to put this on their calendar to make sure that this is something they will attend, because this bless more than you know. Many people around the world needs what we're getting ready to highlight and bring an awareness of. 4.5 million people a year need blood transfusion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's amazing how 40% of the numbers are down from the last 20 years. Less people are giving out blood.
Yeah.
You can't manufacture blood. You can't create blood in the lab. God has put blood in human bodies. And the only way for people to get what they need is by people stepping up to volunteer and donate it. So we want everybody to make sure on September the 27th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., you got to get here.
No, you know what, Pastor? You hit it right on the head the way you said it. And, you know, a number of years ago, I had somebody in my family very close who, and of course, it's September, so, you know, Dr. Seabrook will be here talking about cancer and, you know, some of the women's health issues. But this person was dealing with that. And part of the treatment towards, you know, the final stages was blood.
Absolutely.
And I saw, you know, twice a week, 3 times a week even, that person getting up, having to go, doing just what you said, get that blood. And it was essential before you, because the other treatments couldn't start, the chemo, the radiation, until you had that blood. Absolutely. And I never really realized, you know, I've been to blood drives, you hear the Red Cross and all that, but you're right, you can't create blood. There's no synthetic blood out there. You have to rely on the kindness of others. And so it is events like this that you're a part of, along with Alfreda, that are necessary, because there's somebody this morning that is sitting in one of those chairs that is getting ready to get a transfusion to help their life. So you're absolutely on point with that.
Every 2 seconds, somebody needs some blood.
Yes.
And we felt it firsthand. You actually supposed to die and pass away when you lose 40% of the blood in your body.
Oh, absolutely.
My son next to me right now didn't lose 40, didn't lose 41, 45. He lost 50% of the blood in his body. But by the grace of God, he's here right now. And we got to give God praise for his keeping power.
Absolutely. Give him the microphone. Just introduce yourself here, man. You know, I mean, I don't know if you're nervous or not, but man, I just gave an example of my impact, or how it was close to me. And now you sitting right next to your father, and he's a believer. So just tell me, how's it changed your life? What do you want people to know about how important this is?
This is very important because it can change somebody's life. Like,
it changed yours.
It changed mine firsthand. I witnessed it in the hospital. I was down bad. My parents, God, we went and got in prayer. and he helped me. Like, he helped me, like, get my mind right. Like, I didn't know what I was going through as a kid. But when my parents been surrounding me and my family, they helped me push through. I was the only one in my family with sickle cell.
Right.
And it's 4 kids. And I was the only one that got it. And both of my parents had the trait. And as a kid, I was wondering, like, dang, none of my siblings going through this too. Like, it's just me. Like, but I had my family, my parents, my church family, my community. We all helped each other. They helped me personally, and I'm in the spot that I am now.
Yeah, and as you know, just looking at you, you're a healthy, strong looking. You're just like your dad. Your dad got some guns on him over there. But you know, just think about it. You know, as you kind of sit back and look back in your mind's eye, it sure was. It's probably very comforting knowing that when you were in the hospital, that there was a reservoir of blood that you had access to. You know what I mean? That you know that you needed it, and looking back, it's probably very comforting to know that it was there.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So these things are important, Pastor and Alfreda. I mean, what inspired you? And real quick, I'm glad you brought up sickle cell, because that's something that we don't talk about in this community. When I was a little boy, people talked about it more, it seemed, because I was born, and at first it was said that I had the trait. Later on, it was that I didn't. But I used to go everywhere. They'd be in schools, and particularly in the black communities, talking about sickle cell anemia and how important it was to be aware of it and to look for the signs and how to treat it. And then it just seemed like people just started to ignore it, like it went away, but it didn't. It doesn't. So, you know, I want to thank you all for doing it. Go ahead, Pastor.
1 out of every 365 African-American children get sickle cell.
Yeah.
So it doesn't go away. It's real. It's prevalent. It's something that we need to bring awareness to. I know a lot of people who deal with it. It hits you in so many different facets, from pain crisis to anemia. You're easier prone to get infections, and many children, joints and different things of that nature are affected. And we just trust God. My son has 3 surgeries already. He got his spleen removed, his gallbladder, and his appendix. At 5 years old, he was dealing with splenic sequestration. They took his spleen. He came back to church and said, listen, they took my spleen, but they couldn't take my king. And I seen him be a mentor and a coach to many other kids and children that is dealing with sickle cell. And I have seen him to talk about how the same God that pushed me through, because you got to have a certain mentality to deal with that. And you really don't know what a child, so if you know anybody who's dealing with it, you can't tell they hurting. You can't tell they struggling. You can't tell that they feel the way we feel, because we just feel normal. But every day they might be in a fight in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And it's not just physically, but it's mentally. That's why I want to thank Miss Alfreda, man, her heart for God, her heart for the community. And let me tell you this woman is doing the work that is touching people in ways beyond measure. So I need everybody to please surround her, support her. Let's push this. The address is 750 West 61st Avenue. Again, that's 750 West 61st Avenue, the Descent of the Holy Ghost, Maryville, Indiana. I need everybody to put it on their calendar. September 27th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Today, it might be us, but tomorrow it might be you.
You want to know something, and that very good word. You know, as you were kind of talking, I'm looking at your son, because he just, like I said, both of you look like physical specimens, and that's a testament possibly to good living. But you know, one of the things is like, you know, we're a morning show, and you know, somebody's waking up, and I was kind of, you know, I do my little rants in the morning. I was talking this morning about yesterday, you know, kind of waking up dealing with a little earache. I had to go to the doctor, and I was anxious, and I'm over here, you know, just going through it, and, you know, like a little kid, my wife is settling me down and all that. But there are people that we wake up in our own head, and as I sit here and I look at the wonderful smile of your son, and I did not know that. I mean, when I'm sitting over there, he's looking through the glass. I'm like, okay, I see Pastor and his dude over there chilling. But, you know, him sharing a story. You know, a lot of us are waking up, and you're right, that's what a fighter looks like. I mean, I'm not complaining about taking a little antibiotic to go fix my earache.
Man up, Jeff. Man up.
There's a dude that's running around that came back with his spleen and all these other things that he was dealing with as a young man, and he's sitting here today, you know, with a bright-eyed smile and everything like that. So I want everybody to just go out here and, you know, trust in God or who you pray to. But Yeah, I'm not complaining anymore. Trust me, my man. I think you're inspiring a lot of people. Let's give him one more. All right, Alfreda, go ahead. You got us all emotional in here.
Yeah, I am very emotional. So I'll tell you this. I was inspired because I lost a little brother and a cousin due to complications of sickle cell. Now, I can honestly say this, Jeffrey. I do not know where the Lord is taking us with this, but I know it's somewhere great.
No, of course.
I know it's somewhere great. I'm so excited. I'm also teaming up with Westside High School to get a blood drive there. Something that Travail is doing where we're giving a scholarship to Westside High School too, just for helping out giving a blood drive because too there's a blood shortage. And we never know how other people feel. And the Lord didn't put us here just to say, okay, I'm here, but he put us here with a purpose for a purpose to birth the purpose. So I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited about all the support that the community give me. I'm so excited about Pastor Eric Boone, as well as Monica and Eric. Every time I call them, they're there. And his wife, Tarika Boone, she's amazing. I'm grateful, too, for my husband. He's an amazing man. He supports me everything I do, as well as my staff, so I'm thankful. I'm thankful for Chelsea as well.
I think, I tell you, I think one of the things that you're doing is you're starting a conversation up about sickle cell because, I mean, as I said, we haven't heard a lot about it, and until you all started sharing your story. And, you know, I can remember, like I said, when I was a little kid, I was told that I had the trait. But one of the things that I really remember about sickle cell was, I remember a teacher explaining about, you know, one of the reasons why when you get married, for instance, you have to have a blood test because they're looking for things and traits and indicators that might, you know, you and your spouse might have that might, you know, pass on to your children. And so I just think that a lot of this is health education that our community needs that we haven't been talking about at all. And it just allows us to not only, you know, be conscious of what goes on with ourselves, but our potential mates and things like that, so we can protect our children going forward. So you are starting the conversation.
Amazing. It's amazing. I'm also teaming up with Indiana Thrombosis, Hemophilia Thrombosis Center. And what we're starting is a game day at our current location. I'm going to let Monica come up and speak now.
Go ahead.
Jeffrey.
All right. And I want to let you know Monica was here first.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm so excited.
She was here at like 8 o'clock this morning, so she's more than punctual. Oh, you can get in there. You can get in there. All right. Pull that mic and introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Monica Turner. I'm the outreach nurse with Now We're Innovative Hematology, formerly known as Indiana Hemophilia and Thrombosis Center. Our main site is out of Indianapolis, Indiana. But we have a monthly outreach here in Lake County at the CHN off 5th. We have...
Oh, with Dr. Seabrook?
Yes.
Okay. She's on our way.
Okay. Upstairs we have an office, and we hold our clinic there upstairs once a month. We have about 60 families in Lake County that we take care of, pediatrics and adult patients with sickle cell. Our physicians, they come from Indianapolis. They drive here every month to take care of our patients here in Lake County. So we have pediatric physicians as well as adult physicians. So we take care of our patients through the lifespan. There are now like approved different therapies for sickle cell that weren't approved before. And we just take care of their total care. We have social workers, coordinators, school liaisons. We'll go up to the schools and make sure the plans in the schools, the kids have that. So the teachers know, you know, just the different treatment that they need individually in the school system. Well,
let me ask you this, because you brought up hemophilia, and does that, I mean, how common is that nowadays? Because just imagine, you know, you already have you have instances in which you're going to need blood and things like you know, you're having some issues with that, whether it be sickle cell or some other illness. And then you're not clotting and all that other stuff that goes along with it. I mean, you know, it can get complicated.
It can get very complicated. We also have an outreach nurse that runs the hemophilia side as well. I focus on sickle cell only.
That's enough right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is enough. I am strictly sickle cell. But with the blood donation, There are 1,700 people in Indiana living with sickle cell disease.
Yeah.
And less than 1% of the blood donation comes from Black Americans.
What? Yeah, we don't do it.
Less than 1%. So, you know.
Well, let me ask you this, because this is what you do, because I'll try to help you answer questions about some common misconceptions. So one of the things that I would ask is talk to us about blood screening, because there are a lot of people out here in our communities that kind of feel that, you know what, I'm not going out because some of the people that might give blood are not, you know, I don't want their, you know, it's some very superficial things. But talk about the blood screening, because I remember there was a phase where people were worried about, you remember way back in the day after Arthur Ashe and he contracted it, you know, people are worried about catching stuff.
I understand. I think that may be a little before my time.
I know, I'm trying to date you with me. Put you in my
But I will say, giving blood is safe.
Yeah.
You know, there is no conspiracy about someone doing anything with your blood.
Right.
Or you don't have to worry about any of those things. I think those are the things that keep us from giving to us.
Right.
So I do want to.
Like, is there a blood screening process? I know I worked a blood drive with the Red Cross every other year. And, you know, it's as sterile as I've ever seen it. I mean, and they take you through a process. They do ask you questions and things like that about your lifestyle. So it's not like, you know, just the random guys who are out here selling blood for money and all that kind of stuff.
No, they screen it, they test it, they run it, they ask you if you have HIV or like you said, lifestyle questions, and they also screen and clean the blood as well.
Right.
What they're looking for is certain blood types and certain antigen types. So there's markers on your blood as well as your blood type.
Right.
And so when you're talking about sickle cell patients that are mostly African descent, but you also have Asian descent, Middle Eastern, Indian, that also have sickle cell. We all have different markers on our blood with different ethnicities. And so over time, when sickle cell patients are getting blood, it's best, and they have to get it so often when they go into the hospital, it's best if they receive it from African American or minority people. Because those markers on the blood matches theirs. And what happens over time, then getting more and more transfusions, and they're not our blood. They get sick over time and not able to receive
because it's like a foreign entity inside them.
So that's why it's so important. And even for me and you, if we got into a car accident, we need blood too. It's not just sickle cell patients. They just need them more often. And so just as a people to educate ourselves on why we need blood, like Pastor Boone said, it could be me or you tomorrow who need the blood. So I encourage everyone to come out and donate.
No, every time I hear the stories, and we're talking like conversations like this, specifically in the Black community, my mind gets into the Black history story of Dr. Ralph Bunche, who invented the blood plasma.
Dr. Charles.
Charles Drew, I'm sorry. I'm thinking Ralph Bunche. Charles Drew, excuse me. But with the blood plasma, and he got in a car accident. And because he wasn't around a Black hospital, he died. I mean, here's a guy who kind of came up with the plasma formula. So it's just absolutely, I mean, it's essential that we stockpile in our communities, because, as you said, the markers are important. So, yeah, I think it's good stuff. Once again, for those of you just tuning in, we're talking about a blood drive that's going to come up, not this coming Saturday, but the next.
Friday,
excuse me, the 27th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is Travail with Us, LLC. They're partnering with the American Red Cross. And, of course, we've got my guy from Tree of Life here. You can hear him, shameless plug, every Sunday, twice a day, right here on WGVE. He's on twice. That's how nice he is. Descent of the Holy Ghost Church, or church. Is this a church, Descent of the Holy Ghost?
Yes, it is.
Okay, it's going to be there, 750 West 61st Avenue, beautiful Maryville, Indiana. And, of course, you can always go to www.redcrossblood.org. To register in advance. But this is a very important event, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you come out. Go ahead, Pastor, give us some good words.
Just want to make sure to show this its importance. Like she said, it's beyond just sickle cell patients, people who dealing with chemotherapy, people in car accidents. Actually, my little brother was shot 9 times. Someone tried to rob him.
Was this recently?
It was about 7 years ago. No, a little bit over 7 years ago. Left him for dead. And he had to get about the max level, I believe, I can't remember the number, I think it was 17 blood transfusions.
Wow.
And his mom had to come and sign a consent that said if this last blood transfusion don't take, He just gonna have to die.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful to God that God fixed it to touch enough people's heart to donate enough blood that he can have what he needs so he can still be here. He just had another child, amazing young man, preaching the gospel, traveled around the world telling people about Jesus. And now he can live to tell his testimony because someone had enough compassion to say, I'm going to donate blood, because one blood donation has the propensity to save 4 lives.
You know what? You need to get your family all up out here. And I mean, you all are a testament. Yes, we are. I mean, you really are.
Before COVID, we was doing a blood transfusion every quarter. I mean, a blood drive every quarter.
Yeah.
Because it meant that much to us. It means that much to us.
Yeah.
Man, I'm grateful to God that I can touch my son.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was just sitting here crying with tears down his eyes, because we tell the story and talk about it, but he lived it.
He lived it.
He experienced it. He feels it. He don't want to have to keep going through this.
Right.
And they have sickle cell cures now out, they testing. One of them costs $3 million.
Yeah.
I don't care what it costs. If it do what it said it can do, we trust in God to provide it, so my son can know how it feels to live sickle cell free.
Yeah, pain free.
And that's why I want to thank Miss Alfreda. She have a company that say Travail with us.
Yeah.
That word travail means pain. It means suffering, going through affliction. And she's saying that we are here present, so you don't have to go through this thing by yourself.
Yeah.
So man, listen, it's a blessing from God when somebody say, I'll connect with you so you don't have to suffer by yourself, so you don't have to go through this pain by yourself, but I'm going to help you get from misery to victory. That's why we need to be here, to support this vision of this amazing woman who are visionary. September 27th, I can't press it enough, at 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., the Scent of the Holy Ghost, a powerful ministry, 750 West 61st Avenue in Maryville, Indiana. Don't meet us there, beat us there.
And I know it's emotional, but brother, I just want you to get on the mic before I let you go, and just because you have been so inspirational, just being in the room with you, man. And I'm sure in the radio land, people starting off going to work. They're waking up this morning, starting their day, and it's just awesome. You're an awesome man. I'm not trying to put you on the spot and make you, but just go ahead and just give us some words of wisdom, man, to kind of go out on.
Me personally, I used to ask God, why me younger?
Yeah.
And he told me, why not you?
Yeah.
He said, you can be the voice of a community for young people with sickle cell.
Yes.
So for anybody out there going through something, don't question God. Well, you can question God and ask why you, but why not you?
Yeah.
You can be an impact to so many people that are going through the same thing that you're going through. So keep trusting Jesus, and we get through it together.
Thank you, man. And I got a phone call. Caller, good morning. You're on the Wake Up GI. Good morning.
Good morning, Jeffrey. I just want to say that I listened to the show this morning, and God bless the nurse, Reverend Boone, his son, his testimony and stuff, and people get out, get support. I had a cousin that passed away from sickle cell. My cousin, his sister was taken to the hospital, died in her arms, so it is very important. God bless you all.
Absolutely. As I said, you don't hear about it. People are not talking about it, but yet, as I told you, people waking up this morning listening to this show, you all have done a lot. And so I just want to thank you all. First of all, I want to thank you, Alfreda, period. You know how we do, but I want to thank you, Pastor, as I said. He's on here. I know him in his capacity of his wonderful organization and stuff, but I never knew about, obviously, your story and things like that. Of course, as I said, you can hear Pastor and his wonderful organization on here every Sunday. So nice that we put him on twice. So yeah, you can catch him in the morning and in the afternoon. I'll be here on Sunday, so I'll be putting your sermon on. I appreciate it. But I just want to thank all of you all once again. September 27th, ladies and gentlemen. That's a Friday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get on out to 750 West 61st Avenue, beautiful Maryville, Indiana, and donate some blood. All right.
Thank you.
All right, you all. All right, we're gonna get ready.